What's going on, Democratic Patriots? On today's show, we've got Dean. I can't stop eating Kane. Used to be Superman. Now he wants to cosplay as Kyle Rittenhouse's fat older brother and go and do some dangerous things. We got that story. Why is it that the party of morality, so called morality of Republicans, are always the ones dealing with folks molesting or bothering underage girls and boys? We've got a state politician who bent the law to save a family member. We've got that story. And what's really going on with the Texas congressional caucus and politicians leaving the state? Can they pull this off to avoid the gerrymandering that Trump is trying to do in their state? It looks like they're pulling it off. And then I one time said that Trump was the first nigger in the White House. And I don't mean it in a good way. And now I'm calling him the nigger in trailer park trash in charge because he done went and put gold plated shit all over the White House. That and a few other good stories starts right now.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that full. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
That's right, everybody. If you like what I do, please subscribe to the channel. If this is your first time finding me, play some more of my videos, share my videos, join the Politics of Being Black as we break down all the political news and relate it to how it deals with minorities, women, and everybody who believes in real democracy. I am Lamont Tyson. The link you see, beacons.ai, Politics of Being Black, is how you can get everything I do. And I have partnered with a music group who are trying to get their names out there. Take a look. When you need that escape to some good background music, hell, if you need some love making music, check them out. Let's dive on into this thing, shall we? I'm going to save Dean Kane for number 2. Dean, I can't stop eating Kane. I'm going to get you, buddy, because he wants to go and try to be somebody's boss. What every single one of these insecure white dudes who grew up in the country, they always want to be in some kind of authority position. Dean Kane is no different. He wants to do that now. Let's start out with Stuart Adams, this MF right here. Top Republican, loosen age of consent law to help adult charged with raping a 13-year-old. Did you hear me? Top Republican, the party of morality, ladies and gentlemen. For years, they have been trying to tell us that a party of morality when black people still ain't got no 30 acres and a mule. We ain't got no form of reparations. They dunking all over women, taking women's rights, but they're the party of morality. Let's read about old Stewarty here. In 2024, Utah passed SB 213, which allows 18-year-olds still in high school who engage in sexual activity with 13-year-olds to be charged with a lesser third-degree felony, unlawful sexual activity, instead of first-degree child rape, potentially avoiding jail time and sex offender registration. Senate President J. Stuart Adams, who is related to a teen charged under the previous law, played a role in suggesting this law change. Critics argue it's directly impacted the plea deal his relative created. Black people ain't surprised by this bull jive because they've railroaded us several times with this type of bull jive. You get caught with a dime bag of weed, right? They make you seem like it is the most heinous, worst, vicious crime in all America. You in jail 7 years. This MFer, who is part of, make no mistake, they are the party of pedophiles. They are the party of pedophiles. They protecting pedophiles. He just went and wanted to lessen the law on a pedophile. That's what he did. And white America is cool with it. Oh, hands off, don't touch. And in Utah, they do all kinds of freaky deaky shit that they would say to anybody else is wrong. There's a TV show my wife used to watch, some kind of show where they're polygamy, Utah. They got that crazy ass religion, Utah, that created Brigham Young, Utah. And for the sake of saving a boy, you went and got a law change. What about the damn girl? Did you think about her feelings? You think about her rights? I bet you if he would have got this girl pregnant, do you think they would have let her abort that baby? No, they ain't feeling that. No. And so I have no qualms in bashing Republicans all over the head because this is abhorrent behavior. Now, why is it that it seems to be mostly Republicans who get in trouble for this stuff? Let's take a good look at other GOP molesters, shall we? Here we go. All right. Here's a brave list, ladies and gentlemen. Dennis Hastert, Republican, Illinois, former Speaker of the House, pled guilty to bank crimes tied to hush money in court. He admitted sexually abusing boys he coached. I got to pull the screen down to give y'all a face. There's a reason when the Republican convention comes to your town, Grindr sees a big uptick. All right, let's get back to the next one. Mark Foley. When I first saw it, I said Mick Foley, and I was like, hell no, not my boy Mankind. Resigned from Congress in 2006 after sending sexually explicit messages to a teen congressional page. No charges filed. I wonder what happened with that. We all know. Ralph Shorty. Still in black culture with your last name. State senator pled guilty to child sex trafficking, sentenced to 15 years. Now, at least we got justice with this one. But do you get the picture, people? Republican, Tim Nolan, Joel Greenberg, David Stringer. How can we forget Roy Moore? And he still almost won that Alabama Senate race. How can we forget that? So this is the type of stuff we talk about when we say we're living in double standards. It is okay for y'all to get away with it, right? It's okay to y'all to pass laws and get away with it. But and I'm not justifying anybody do it. I am against everybody doing it. But I don't like this vitriol when this type of shit happens to black people and they get vilified as the worst pieces of shit that come out of Flavor Flav's butt versus the way it happens with white people. Puffy, I think he should get plenty of jail time. R. Kelly should have been got jail time. I'm not defending them. But white America has a problem with their pedophilia, and no one sees it better than Trump being at the top of the ticket, which leads me in to a video that has dropped out on the emails of Epstein, talking about him and Trump around young girls. You can interpret this however you want to, but when somebody does what he's about to say, there's only one way to interpret it. Here we go. Jeffrey, I did not really commit suicide, Epstein.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
Did he say the 5? Not the $5 footlong from Subway, the 5th? He said the 5th when he asked has him and Donald Trump been fraternizing around young women. Why didn't he just answer it yes or no the way he did the first question? Because Donald Trump and him was fraternizing with women, and MAGA's still trying to protect his ass. MAGA wanted to have a hissy fit, was acting like somebody stuck enemas up their butt when Biden was in office and those Epstein's files didn't get released. Now that we slow walking this whole Epstein thing, Trump's name is redacted all over the files. Certain people in MAGA done got quiet and don't have nothing to say now. Well, I have a complete problem with that because let us not forget, there's hundreds of victims out there. Hundreds. To the MAGA men, some of y'all got daughters. Most of y'all got wives. And in most cases, you got jump-offs, side pieces. How would you feel if someone was to take advantage of them? Forget age. Age just makes it worse. How would you feel if someone was to take advantage of any of these women in your circle? Be it your mother, be it your sister, be it your aunt, be it your wife, be it your daughter. Would you be okay with that? Would you be okay if any of those people that was harmed by Epstein and the big old ring that was surrounding him, and I'm talking about Democrats too, because I want those names and I want their asses in jail too. I want them all in jail. We've got to put an end to this shit now, this double standard that's going on with the law. And these white dudes, these white crusty ass Republicans getting away with everything. We got to put an end to this shit now. So let me know what you guys think. And this guy right here looked like he sucked dicks. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to leave it at that. Now let's get on with the fun stuff. But still sticking with the fun stuff, we still are in the party of pedophile protectors. And let's move on to someone who looks like he's cosplaying Kyle Rittenhouse fat ass older brother. Dean, I used to be Superman, and now I can't run fast enough. Kane has decided to take his ass and apply to ICE. God. I can't make this stuff up, man. I can't make this stuff up. Republicans always want to feel fucking tough, especially the dumbass ones that don't get high school degrees or college degrees. They want to act like they are in law enforcement. They want to act like they do something with the fire department. They want to act like they are an authority figure because they don't know no other way to be an authoritative figure. And I'm frustrated with ICE because it was reported last week that ICE is offering a $40,000 bonus to people that go and join ICE, and they're going to be paying you like $130,000 a year, no education. And we got fucking teachers out here that can't get past $50,000. We got money for this buffoon right here who looks like if he takes 2 steps, he's going to be out of breath and fall over. We got money for him. And why is he doing this, ladies and gentlemen? Because he's a failed actor. He's a failed Republican actor. This is what he used to look like. This was Dean Kane back in the day. Some of us remember Dean Kane from being on A Different World, and that was a racial episode at that. So I guess he decided to cosplay real life, the racial guy in A Different World too. But this is the old Dean Kane, and this is the Dean Kane that's about to go and work for ICE. I'm going to tell you what, if I was an illegal, I would want ICE to get a whole lot of motherfuckers that look like this guy because they ain't running nobody down. And then he's got the nerve to be wearing some damn New Balance. Oh, my Lord, my have mercy. Maybe he thought ICE meant ice cream or something like that. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, Dean Kane needs to just admit he's a failed actor. He's angry at Hollywood. He wants more things. He thinks Hollywood is taken over by liberals, which is why he can't get a job. No, Negro, you can't get a job because look at you. Like I said, you look like Kyle Rittenhouse gained 30 pounds. You cosplaying Kyle Rittenhouse. And you actually think you about to go and do something in some damn law enforcement. And then looking at this reminds me of some of the people we already have in MAGA that are in law enforcement. I believe that police departments, fire departments, all these government official departments where you're dealing with folks who need to be fit, you need to be doing a fit test every 5 years. And if you can't cut the mustard, get your ass up out of there. There is no way in hell y'all going to sit here and tell me that this man's weight is not going to affect his ability to do his job. First of all, he don't need to be doing the job. And I'm going to tell you why. What is going on with him mentally? If he wants to sign up for this job, considering all the heinous things we have seen ICE do, detaining people without due process, coming snatching up babies from their mother, coming to Lowe's and Home Depot, taking husbands who are here legally. And you want to go join that shit, talking about this a calling for you? Man, go put that Superman cape back on. Go in there, stretch that bitch out, get the veins on your belly, and get out of here, man. Get the hell out of here. This is nothing more than a publicity stunt. There is no way he can pass any kind of fit test to be in ICE, and I don't want to see none of this because this right here makes me think of who is going to be the next Hollywood actor that loves to play dress up, that wants to go to Hollywood. Will it be this Republican piece of crap, Zachary Levi, who played in the worst DC film I can think of, Shazam? He's a big old MAGA-loving guy. Is he going to be the next person that wants to cross-play something official? You guys let me know in the comments. Now let's get on to something that is kind of serious, and that is what's been going on in Texas. With Trump doing the same thing he did in Atlanta. I mean, with Georgia, saying, I need 11,000 votes. He done went and told Texas, I need 5 more congressional seats. And this is what Texas got to say about that.
You know that Republicans in the state, Republicans out of the state, look at what you guys are doing and thinking, you're running away from the fight. You're running away from your jobs by not being in Austin today.
Yeah, no. Abandoning your job is going to Cancun in the middle of a deadly freeze, right? Abandoning your job is cutting health care when people need access. Abandoning your job is cutting public education when we already have one of the worst education systems in the nation. What we are doing is the fundamental protection by our founding fathers in the Texas Constitution. When Donald Trump called Georgia Republicans and said, I just need you to find me 11,000 votes, they said, no, sir, that's a step too far. But when he called Texas Republicans and said, I need you to steal me 5 seats, they said, does July work for you? Well, it doesn't work for us as Texas Democrats.
Damn. Folks, what has happened? Now, Georgia, when it comes to who's more red, Georgia or Texas, who do y'all think is your opinion is the more red? They both pretty red to me, but Georgia has been making a turnaround. And so you mean to tell me that Texas Republicans are way more corrupt, way more willing to take the mushroom dick in their butt from Trump than the Georgia people are? That's what you're saying? It is well within the congressional Democrats' right to bounce. They are trying to protect democracy as we know it. And yes, I know both parties do it. I get all that. But one party does it worse. One party does it more often. One party stays in court because the lines they draw always get shot down in the Supreme Court. And that's the Republican Party. And it gets on my nerves when you talk to MAGA or you're having to deal with someone who's Republican, or maybe somebody who's independent that believes in the notion that both parties are bad, both parties do dirty things. Both parties do some dirty things, but there is clearly one party that does more of it. And when people say that to me, I'm always triggered thinking you vote for MAGA. You're saying that shit because you vote for Republicans and you know that they are more crooked, criminal, dastardly, and heinous than the Democrats are. If the Democrats were really to play the long game and cheat the way the Republicans do, the Republicans would never have a seat anywhere. And maybe the Democrats need to start swinging that big old stick and start doing it. Please like this video, ladies and gentlemen, as Texas is trying to do their thing to fight democracy with my homegirl, Jasmine Crockett, who I'm still trying to get on this show. Let me give you a summary of what's going on. Then we'll move on to the last subject that is tacky as Donald Trump's cankles. Here's a simplified version of what's going on, and I'm explaining it like an 8th grader because if MAGA watches this, you know. You guys know. Trump and the Republicans in Texas want to redraw voting maps to help them win 5 more seats in Congress. Democrats don't want that, so they left the state to stop the vote because without enough members, a quorum, the vote can't happen. Republicans are fighting back. They're threatening arrests and huge fines, and they even asked the FBI to find the lawmakers. Democrats are staying determined, hoping to delay or stop the map. If the map happens, it would help Republicans take control of the U.S. House. In response, Democrats and others in other states are thinking about fighting back with their own map redistricting. Yes, Democrats, you've got to do this. No matter what Democrats do, whether it's right or wrong, Donald Trump is going to find a way to vilify you. He does it all the time by lying. MAGA does it all the time by lying. And if you really care about democracy, Democrats, you can't keep bringing a grape to a bona fide gunfight. It's not a food fight. It's a gunfight. And the Republicans are holding a lot of guns. And we keep popping up busting grapes. No. We've got to start showing up with Uzis and letting them have the hammer back the way they try to give it to us, because most of these MAGA men, They soft as cotton in aisle number 7 of the food line. They that soft. And if you give them any pushback, they crumble like a Sunday lawn chair, like bullies. So Democrats, grow a spine the way the Texas Democrats have done and start fighting back the way they fight. Help this nation, help bring peace back to this country, help reset this MAGA cancer that has taken over this country. It's going to take some time to get this stuff to get back under control, and I need you guys to get back in this fight. Speaking of the MAGA cancer, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump, who has this obsession with putting gold on everything, and the word on the street is that fake ass gold that turn your neck green if you buy a necklace or a herringbone and put it on your skin. Well, Donald Trump has decided to turn the White House 14 karat gold. Now, mind you, he's spending $17 million while 17 million Americans are getting their health care cut. He's spending $17 million to make the White House look tacky as hell. Look at that shit. This is not Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. That's what the hell that bull jive looks like. It looks like Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. What are we doing? What are we doing? All the white old crusty men who would normally look at this shit and complain are sitting back like, oh, as long as he's our useful idiot, we don't care what he do. Let him play in the White House. Let him call Barack Obama a criminal. Let him say he's going to go arrest Gayle. Let him have his menage a threes that include him, Elon Musk, and Melania. We don't care as long as we get our tax break, as long as he cuts those regulations to make it more easy for us to steal the American people's money. We don't care. There used to be pride around the White House. There used to be some form of pride and decorum around the person running the nation. And not just the pride for him running the nation, but at least halfway putting up a fight to help. We have seen the true colors of these white Americans. And when Democrats get in here and we want to paint this MF a blue and then put a gay pride flag up in this bitch, I don't want to hear nothing. 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 Because y'all sat here and you let this buffoon set the pendulum. And Democrats need to go in there and rock the pendulum in a way that is benefiting the American people and not just benefiting the people at the damn top of the chain. So, folks, let me know how you feel about everything. And within all the battles we're having with other Americans, within the racial groups, the men against the women, the biggest battle that is happening is with the people who are rich trying to control the people who are in the middle class and poor by getting them to interfight to win the vote. They get us to bicker with each other while they sneak right on in like a thief in the night and pick our pockets. FDR, wasn't FDR, but one of the presidents said, if you keep the weakest white guy, and I'm paraphrasing, if you keep the weakest white guy on the totem pole believing and feeling like he's better than the best black guy on the totem pole, you will always be able to pick that white guy's pockets. And ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what they're doing. We could have nice things. There is no reason y'all should have voted a man in office that's willing to spend all this fucking money on gold plating the White House. That's not real gold. That is gold plating. Don't be surprised when the next president gets in there, you see green streaks all over the damn White House because of this. White nationalists keep falling for the banana in the tailpipe. MAGA, church MAGA, keep falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We could have way better things could be done with the American people's money to help everybody overall. But because you've got an insecurity that you need to feel like you are in authority. Remember how we just got finished talking about Dean Kane, them country ass white boys that want to go be police officers and state troopers wanting to have fucking authority? You would have more leisure, more assets, more legacy to pass down to your kids if you would let the federal government do what they're supposed to do for the American people. Protect us, provide safety, provide food, ensure we've got fair housing, ensure that everybody gets an adequate quality education, ensure that everybody's rights are protected. We're moving into a place where it's almost like guns have more rights than women. The thing that MAGA always calls an inanimate object, and they want to blame it on the person shooting the gun, is to the point where that fucker's got more rights than women in this country. People, you can do better than that. And let's make this thing happen as we get closer and closer to the midterms. That's going to do it for me, man. That's all I got. Don't you ever let these Republicans forget that they are pedophile protectors. They are double P's is what they is up in this bitch. And if you want to rock out with me, please continue to stay here and check out my link, beacons.ai/politics of being black. And now I do have a music person I'm rocking with who puts up 3 or 4 songs a week that if you are a content provider, or if you're someone who does a lot of studying, or you're someone who wants to get away from the noise of politics, he makes these great little kind of ambient, classical, almost elevator music play in the background songs. And this is an example. And this is the channel he's got. It's called Sunset 77. Check him out. Continue to check me out. Please continue to watch my videos. The best way to grow on YouTube nowadays is not how many subscribers you have. It's a combination of how long you watch videos, how many videos you watch, and engagement as usual. So please do all those things for your boy. And I will be doing some stuff with B. Avery coming up soon for the new TV show, Alien, on FX, ladies and gentlemen. Guaranteed to be good. Until that next Sexy as Hell video, I'm going to give y'all my favorite Democratic. Well, I ain't going to say she's my favorite, but she's like my favorite 1A. Then I got a 1B, I got a 1C, and so forth and so forth. Lady J of Texas. And I'm out.
Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body.